real conversations, real solutions, real success.
Success is my religion.
Good morning. Welcome to the Porch. And today's subject is, do societal events affect your success? We've had some in recent days, actually, and a couple of anniversaries. I don't know if you can call them anniversaries since they're disasters. But
Which ones?
on 9/11, just
Oh,
passed.
yeah. I forgot about that.
A lot of craziness has happened the last week, unfortunately. Welcome to America.
Welcome to America.
So, we'll just dive right on into it. And this is the subject of the day, as well as others, but we'll get to the most serious one that we're going to talk about with less jokes.
Or more jokes. Hey, we don't know.
It just depends
I
on
mean,
how you feel.
So Charlie Kirk, right? He got unalived this week.
This week at a rally in Houston. Not
Well,
Houston, Utah.
Utah.
Yeah.
It was a talk, like a campus discussion. So he gets invited to campuses to talk to students. They actually pay people to do this, so when I was in Avila, we had a student-run organization that we would go and invite speakers, poets, musicians, magicians, different things like that. It's a big conference that we go to.
Okay.
And if you got a budget to bring in somebody, you bring in a budget, you gotta. So we went down. I only went to the conference once, but we went down to Dallas and we stayed like in a hotel. They had the conference in the hotel. All of these kids was there, and like different organizations from the different colleges, and you go see these different acts. So they had speakers there. They had like I said, musicians, magicians, everything you can think of. Even like the quiet parties, music parties, where everybody has.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's pretty dope.
So I think Turning Point USA. I think they schedule those.
Mm-hmm.
So he was a part of he was a founder of Turning Point USA, and I guess the school invited them to come speak, and that's when the incident it happened, right?
Yeah, that's crazy.
So there's a lot of stuff going on the internet that CJ don't know about.
I don't. It's not sports, so.
and that's why our topic is the topic that we picked is because like you still have to be aware of different issues in society, and we're not gonna go into the deeper aspects of the events that happened to Charlie Kirk, and we can, if y'all want to, let us know in the comments if y'all want to. I can go deeper into it. I know of him because just like I just follow things on the internet, just quietly in the background, just listening to things, and
I need to be better at that.
But it's a part of what I'm interested in. Two things that I'm mostly interested in is race and religion in regards to success.
Yeah.
So those are the two things that really intersect in my life that affected me. And then we're talking about events, so societal events. Is that going to hinder your success or enhance your success? And So my story is that, like, in my senior year, 9/11 happened, 2001.
Yeah.
9/11 happened. That was my senior year, the start of my senior year. So the world changed that year.
Yeah,
You
immediately.
know, people were scared. People were all of these different things, and it, it changed. You know, security changed. All of these different things changed.
Definitely security change. Now you have to show up to the airport maybe an hour and a half before, just get through the lines and everything. Although they are kind of relaxing now because you don't have to take your shoes off, which I think is a bonus for those that don't take care of their feet or just have bad smelling feet. Um, it's a bonus for you. It's nothing for me. Um, a lot of things changed after 9/11, like the airport, how you get in the building sometimes. I think this, I want to call it the Gold Star ID. That's going to impact us a lot because of, the things they can do with it. So it's like from my understanding, and there's different understandings on the internet. So if I misspeak, it's because of your internet. Uh, it's supposed to be something global to where they can track you and you can do all this. Maybe in the future, maybe have your bank stuff attached to it and medical
I don't know
records
nothing
of
about
all
that.
that.
I don't go all deep into that stuff.
Well, I do because I want to know why we have to do certain things in society. So um, that's pretty interesting. That would be a different podcast.
Yeah.
But
So just because 9/11 happened doesn't mean that I don't continue on with what I'm trying to accomplish. So I could have chose to be scared and not go off to college. I could have chose to um, not go to college at all, not even go to and just go to work because the world is coming to an end. That's why I talk about race and religion and success. Like so. Um, the religion was like, "Oh, the world's coming to an end in the next 4 to 5 years." What are you supposed to do with that? Like, what are you supposed to do in life? I've always had that question. Like, what am I supposed to do? Just stop? I
you're
went
not.
I went on a date with a chick, and she was like, "Oh, these school shootings are happening all over." Or I don't know if we're supposed to say that or not, but it's happening all over. I don't know if I want to bring a child into this world or whatever. And I'm like, that's a fear based decision. That's not congruent with success. Success is like you have to keep moving no matter what, right? And
Yeah,
if that's a part of what you want to do with your life, like you gotta keep uh, moving forward. Like going back to the religion thing, like if the world is gonna end in the next they used to say 10 to 15 years. I'm like, well, what am I supposed like? That's 10 to 15 years from now. What am I supposed to do to then? They never have an answer for that. So,
well, they're not going to have an answer because you're supposed to panic
yeah.
and just stop what you're doing.
Right.
For me, I'm like, oh, just like problems. Oh, they're not here yet. Oh, Dylan won't make it here. And I'm gonna
Right,
continue to
because
do
you
what I'm
don't
doing.
know.
Yeah, I don't know. You never know when your number's gonna get called or what happens. But the crazy part about this whole situation that happened, I was at work. So most of the time, these impactful things, I don't know if you can call them impactful, but these things that happen in the world, I'm usually at work. So I get bits and pieces, and I don't usually get a full story until I get home. So the 9/11 thing, I was at work, and I think I was, putting gas in cars because I work at a dealership. And I literally thought it was a movie because it was a TV on the showroom floor and it showed all. It looked like a movie to me. So I was like, oh, you guys are watching a movie, you're bored, whatever. I'm doing what I'm doing. Uh, yeah, it was crazy. Then I get home and I'm watching the news. It made Sports Center. I know that. So
because it was sports.
because it was on Sports
Yeah.
Center. So I was like, wow, that happened. I was, what? My mom was like, what was you doing? I was like, working. I thought it was a movie because just how it was and the camera angles and stuff. But I digress. The whole thing that happened. What did it happen on Wednesday? Yeah, it happened Wednesday. Um,
I don't think it's. Go ahead.
misinformation again because I thought somebody got shot in the leg, and I'm like, why is it a big deal? Well, people get shot in the leg as long as it didn't hit an artery. But the whole day went past, and then I woke up Thursday and got on Instagram, and there was a video right there. Just I was like, oh, wow, that is not a leg. So
Well, I told you. I think I told you that same
you
day.
did, but I didn't see the video
I
until
know.
like the next day. That shit was crazy.
And I don't think that. Not to minimize somebody getting killed, but like he like he didn't really do anything. Like he's not wasn't a scholar. He wasn't like he just was a founder of this organization that happened to be popular and polarizing. So like I mean he nobody should be killed or anything
No,
like that.
we
And I'm not celebrating his
definitely
what happened to him.
very sad.
But he had some fiery points, and that's not the point that I want to get to. Is that like I don't think it's a world changing event. It shouldn't be a world changing event, is what I'm trying to say.
It's not
Because people get killed in senseless violence every single day. So if we're outraged by that, we should be outraged by all of it. And that's what I was seeing is that people were selectively outraged, and I'm like, I mean, this happens every day. Like senseless acts of violence happens every day, and we can't be selective about what we get outraged by, because if it's wrong, it's wrong. And yeah, I don't think we should be selectively outraged because it's just this person or whatever, or because honestly, like it does happen every day. I got affected by senseless gun violence as a young child, but
it happens every day, but
should it?
and that wasn't the only event that happened that involved shooting. There was like a whole school shooting.
Yeah.
Really didn't get any kind of I'm gonna say this fanfare, if you will, like no attention. Like I heard about it, but everybody was worried about this guy at this rally, and I'm not saying that that's wrong or that's right, but there was other things that happened. It was a speech,
not a rally.
Like I said, I didn't know too much about the guy, so
until you still don't know too much about it. Yeah. He don't really care.
I mean, me personally, no, I don't know. I feel sad for the family that he left behind. Yeah. I always feel sad about, because regardless of how he's perceived in the public or anything like that, he did have a life, a personal life with his friends and family and all that stuff. So the impact of his loss is going to be very traumatic for them.
Yeah, it's going to be felt by them.
It's going to be felt by them, and something next week will happen, and then we'll be all up in an uproar about that.
Yeah. But it's interesting to see the different reactions that people have.
Well, yeah, because that there was outrage. So there was what, rallies Friday?
Yeah.
So it was rallies Friday. So
Visuals. Let's.
Visuals. So I think what we were what we were trying to shed light on is that when certain things happen to like a certain person in a race, the race that it affects reacts a different way. But in reality, I want to say that all races react in a certain way, maybe even in the same way. It's just depicted wrong for some reason. Because there's rallies, so like when there was like police incidents between us and black people,
Black people and
there
the
were
police.
black people and police. There was rallies about that, but it was depicted wrong. It was depicted um, in a negative light.
What was depicted wrong?
The rallies, like, cause there was like stuff at the plaza, a lot
Yeah,
that
I
summer.
went to one.
And you had people on both sides. So you had the people that were, you know, letting their feelings be known about justice and how they feel about it, and then you had other people that seemingly were against it. Like, hey, be quiet or whatever the case may be. And there's always going to be a balance. There's always going to be somebody that's happy about the situation, unfortunately, and then there's going to be somebody that is not very happy about the situation. And it's just crazy that we still interact like that in a society when I feel like certain stuff like that should bring us together. I don't condone what happened to Mr. Kirk. It's certain things to me that happen in life seem very orchestrated. I'll say that word because of how it happens. And we live in a world where we make movies that are amazing. So why we can make movies that are amazing? Why can't we make real life amazing? I'm not saying that we're being controlled or anything like that, but we technically are. We live by rules and govern. We vote on things to keep us in a certain aspect of the world. So I don't never feel guilty about feeling like things could be manipulated in the world, like the Matrix or something like that. Yeah, I think about these movies that are coming out now, whether it's fiction or nonfiction, there's still things that are being produced. So they can be produced for our entertainment. They can be also produced for our defrayment as well. You got something for that?
No, because I ain't a conspiracy theorist.
I'm not a
Nah,
conspiracy
I'm just
theorist.
messing with you. Nah, we are controlled. People are controlled to an extent based off of their emotions. That's what I'll be trying to get at with people. Like, let's do some things that are logical and consistent with our habits. If we do logical and consistent things, like, we and if you have a purpose, so that's what reverse engineering is. It helps you remain focused on where you're going because you understand the steps. So, um, and that's going back to the topic of this podcast is that you got to stay focused when everything around you is seemingly going bad, and people are telling you, oh, this is a terrible time, but you cannot stop moving. You can't stop moving forward. Like, if you do stop moving forward, they win. You know what I mean? Because societies go up and downs. Like, it ebbs and flows, just like emotions. They go up
Yeah.
and down. So you can't rely on emotions. You can't rely on motivation. Like, not that they're not a part of success, and not that they're not an essential part of success, but it can't be the number one thing. Your discipline has to be the number one thing. So if you are about to graduate high school or in high school, you can't just stop and be like, I'm not gonna learn anything because the world is gonna
Yeah, don't do that.
you know what I mean? Like, and that's how I feel when like that's how I take it. I need to stop saying feel, but that's how I take it when people start saying stuff like that. I'm like, okay, what are we supposed to do? And I asked the question. It's a rhetorical question. It's like I'm not trying to get I know the answer, but like, but people be trying to answer my questions all the time, and I'm like, it's just a question. Like that, we got to think through this. Like, all right, yeah, something bad happened. 9/11 happened. So the Great Recession happened in while I was in college. So 2007, 2006 it started. 2007 it really hit the economic collapse.
Yeah.
But I mean, so I graduated in 2007. Luckily, I went into my master's program as a uh, a graduate assistant resident or admissions counselor. I didn't know, like I was focused on what I needed to do because I was working 40 plus at the admissions office. I ended up getting a part-time night job at the mental health facility. So I'm doing all the stuff for those 2 years. 2007, 2008, 2008, 2009 is when I graduated with my master's, and 2008 is when it really was affecting everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't even understand this until years later. I was like, because I graduated in 2007. One of my friends graduated in 2006 from the same school. In 2006, they only had like 2 graduate assistant positions at the college. So my friend he was going to stay in Marshall for a while because he had a girlfriend or fiance or whatever, and they ended up getting married. I was in the wedding, but like he was staying in Marshall on purpose, you know. So he was like, "I'll just be a graduate assistant," but they only had 2 open, so 2 openings, but he didn't get one of the open, so he continued working at the mental health facility. And then when I graduated in 2007, they had like 8 to 10 openings for graduate assistant positions. Now, looking back on it, I was like, oh, they had all those openings because they saw the economic turn and they wanted to save some money because you don't have to pay graduate assistants for healthcare and the full-time benefits of a employee. You can just pay for their schooling and without all the extras. So if you have a whole bunch of them and they're gonna work for whatever, and so that's what happened. That the economy started collapsing in 2006, or after my friend graduated, or so they would have already had it in a budget to do graduate assistant positions. So when it started collapsing and they started seeing what was happening around the world, whoever was controlling the funds and stuff was like, all right, we need to make a shift and we need to get graduate assistants in here to help run this school. And we was all in there. It was like 8 of us that did the graduate assistant for those 2 years. So to CJ's point, like sometimes you got to be shielded off. Like I was sheltered in a way that I was still focusing on what I needed to do. I wasn't really worried about, like, I wasn't going to my church at the time. Like I wasn't going to that church, so I wasn't hearing the I wouldn't say negativity, but yeah, that's all I can say. Like the negative effects of what it is, because you still have to stay positive, even though things are bad in the world.
I definitely agree. 2006 felt like 2000. I know I was living in Kansas. I had a car that matched the year that it was. I'm trying to remember because I got a house, and it was incredible that I got it. But I think I was a part of that decline because I was not qualified for that
Oh
house.
yeah.
Learning aspect, but that was years down the road, and you learn a lot of stuff in your 20s, but you don't learn unless you apply. And I did. I was trying to
But
do
now,
something.
now you can learn without having to apply. We
Definitely.
on here trying to tell you our experiences. We on here. There's many books and stuff that you can go off of. I'm not saying you can't. You're not gonna learn lessons by applying. Uh,
Life is going to teach you those
it's
lessons.
gonna teach you some lessons, but you can minimize those lessons by reading up on what it is that you're going into, or listening to people that have good advice or that you deem as role models. You gotta listen deeply, and you gotta pick the right role models that it could be a athlete or entertainer, but let it be somebody that is highly successful. Don't just let it be like, oh, I just like this one guy in the back of this TV show, But I mean, he probably has a story, but you're probably not gonna be able to get to that deeper story on how he got where he got to. Even with me, like uh, Neo is one of my favorite artists.
Hmm.
Like I got Neo's first CD, and I was like, this dude gonna be a star. And it turned out to be that. But like, you don't know his back. I never knew his backstory until like
Yeah.
years later. But so like Michael Jordan was uh one of my like heroes to begin with, right?
Yeah.
Like I studied him, I watched him, I watched how he moved, and I watched just what I could of him. I didn't read no books about him, but like we didn't have really access to
Was
information like we do now.
Yeah.
Like I could find a book about him online and read the book while I'm waiting for my doctor's appointment or something like that. You know what I mean? So like when these events are happening, like you still have to stay focused on what you're doing because it can deter you. It can deter your mindset. Like I got a student like they wanted to or they want to stop going to school. They want to graduate at semester and so they can go and work. And I'm like, you could take like 15 credit hours for free if you just go to school for this next semester. If you go to one of the local universities, K State, KU,
Hmm.
like that's about $12,000 that you save in tuition
Word up.
if you if you
Word
do
up.
that, and you can still work a little. I mean, it's gonna be a little bit of work at the same time, um, while you're going doing it, but like I think it's worth it for that
Yeah.
that just that those
The
six
end
months.
goal. Yeah.
Yeah, for those 6 months that you working a little bit extra to get you a leg up, and I'm like, you got to do that. And she was like, oh, I'm gonna I I don't want to be burnt out like when I go to college or whatever. I was like, you gonna be burnt out that mediocre job that you doing for 40
Exactly.
hours. Like at least you got something to
A
break it
burnout is
up.
gonna happen regardless.
Yeah, and I was like, there's no mental health in the real world. Like we say all of this stuff, and like I'm not trying to be insensitive to people because I know mental health is a thing.
It is definitely a thing.
And what I told my student, I was like, it was the next day because she was almost in tears and stuff like that that day.
Oh.
I had to calm her down that day, but then I had to to think about what I said to her or into the class because I wasn't really just talking to her. Um, but what I said was there's no mental health in the real world. Like nobody cares about your feelings. No, you still got to go to work. You still got to do whatever it is for your family that you have to do.
That's what's
But
up.
I had to go back and think about it. And the next day I was like, sorry about it, but what I meant is well, what I understand is that I evaluate whatever I do before I do it. So I don't get burnout as much because I've already evaluated whether it was worth it to do something. So obviously, well, I didn't say this part, but now, obviously, you're doing some things that you didn't necessarily pick. You see what I'm saying? So you feel burnt out because you feel like you have to do it. When I only do things that I already picked myself. Like I don't burn out too much because I'm already evaluating what the effect on my life is going to be for committing to whatever it is that I'm about to commit to.
There's that word.
Commit to excellence.
There it is. You
so
can't
so
escape.
yeah. So yeah, you have to commit to excellence. So don't do anything that you wouldn't commit everything to, and f your feelings, like
And,
f your couch.
yeah, and in the real world, that's going to happen to you more often than not because everybody else is out there trying to protect their feelings as well. Uh, it's just you can't be knocked off your pivot when things like this happen. You got to stay somewhat under control and try and focus on the things that you're focused on so you can finish your story. Uh, it's just sad.
Your journey.
Um, I feel like a lot of things are happening more rapidly as we get older than it was when we was growing up. Like you would hear about school shootings like I don't know, maybe once every 3 months. Now it seems like there's like school shootings once a month.
Well, it wasn't. It was only one school shooting when I was in high school. Columbine. That was like the only.
That was crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy. Um, and that's why, like, the they were applying military principles in their in what they were doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's why I'd be like, man, you can't put it past people to be studying this stuff on the back end, and you and people start developing these conspiracies about, oh, this was a hit or military this and that, and I'm like, but if they studying this stuff and they they execute it the way that they study, like it's partially military. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And the way that they was executing those things, like they had planned it out. You know what I mean? So like, but the conspiracy would be, not to say that people said this, but the conspiracy would be that those kids were trained to do this, and somebody sent them in there to do this to those their classmates.
That's crazy work. But going back to 9/11, all the all the data and all the stuff that happened after the aftermath, obviously, those people that took over the planes, they went to plane school. I'm probably saying that wrong, but they learned how to
Pilot
fly.
school.
Pilot school. They learn how to fly. So sometimes you don't know who is learning for good and who is learning for bad. I don't know if that was their whole intention to learn how to fly a plane so they can fly it into a building or anything like that. But I know that it's not an easy thing to learn. It's probably you have to be very calculated. So for that plan to end up the way it is, that's crazy work. But I digress. Um, we're done with this subject. We can.
It don't matter to me. So my thing is, if we want to cap it off, is that like you gotta stay focused no matter what is going on in the world. Uh, you gotta have your disciplines in check. That's why I have the work hard philosophy for individual achievement. That's why I had the book, so that you can understand that the work smarter and work harder. You gotta understand what success is and keep yourself focused. Even if you're in high school, even if you're in college, like, you still gotta be focused, because like you're gonna have teachers, instructors, professors, things that are gonna be trying to block you from your success. Um, and you got to stay focused on what you do. We're going through a time where like, Washington is a really diverse um, population. The school that I work at,
Mm-hmm.
it's a really diverse population, and when they leave that diverse population in Kansas City, Kansas, and they go to a school like K State, KU, like, I need you to be focused on what you need to do. Like, the the social aspect is going to be different,
Mm-hmm.
but what are we here for? Are we here to be social? Which is, to an extent, yes.
Yeah.
You are there to be social, but like, we need you to get an education. That's why we need you there. So you make do with what the social aspects provide for you. If you get a opportunity to go to one of these universities and not pay a whole bunch of money, like, that's a state university, so you're not going to pay as much money as you would a private school, or
Yeah.
you know what I mean. So like, but you still have to stay focused on why you're there, because like, we have students like, oh, I want a whole bunch of Hispanics, or a whole bunch of Asians, or a whole bunch of black people. I want to go to an HBCU, but what if your opportunity ain't at a HBCU? What if you got to pay $40,000 at a HBCU, and you got to pay $2,000 a year at a state university? You have to go where the opportunity gives you, because money is an object.
Sound
Because you're
like,
not gonna stay long at the paying on $40,000 a year.
hell no.
You're gonna be right back here. Then you're gonna be disappointed. Your emotions gonna be,
Oh, God,
you.
no.
You see what I'm saying? So it's a long road back to that. You should have just took the monetary.
Take the 2 G's, baby.
Yeah. So
Cost effectiveness.
you gotta, because number one thing is financial. So we came up with the 3 pillars. Me and my coworker is financial, academics, and then social. So like, those are the 3 things you got to be looking at once you, if you're headed to college. Um, the financial aspect for most of our students is number one, but they don't think it's number one, because they just like, oh, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go here. I'm like, are you gonna go here? Have they offered you a whole bunch of money? Like, because you got to, I mean, I don't want to set you up for failure, but then if you have to go to a state university and they don't have your program, like, but you only paying $2,000 to go there, you might as well go there and figure something out. Like, figure out a different major, or whatever. Figure out a group that you can hang with until you graduate. Because
Trust your budget. Trust your budget.
there you go. Trust your budget.
Yeah,
you gotta have a
gotta
budget.
trust
If your family can't pay for stuff like extra stuff, extra $20,000 a year, if you know that, then you gotta what?
Trust your budget.
Trust your budget, because
Can't be living outside your means.
and I'm just speaking from the perspective, like I said, I went through 9/11. Like, my religious institution that I was in was preaching that, like, the world was going to end my whole life. So so I had to have this wall, this block in my brain, that, like, okay, if the world is going to end, I might as well maximize my life right now.
Live it up.
Yeah, live it up. And I'm poor, and I'm broke, and I'm like uneducated, my family uneducated. Like, what am I supposed to do? Just sit here? And I think that's the real the real manipulation of these institutions that we really have to look at, that I want to look at, which is a part of race and religion and success. That's how those things. That's why the umbrella, the podcast is called Success is My Religion. because of that reason, I'm looking at it like, if the world's gonna end 10 years went by. I graduated with my master's.
Yeah,
If I wouldn't have did that, and I would have waited for these 10 years, and then this is 15 years later.
yeah. You could be behind.
I'd be even
You'd be
more
like, oh,
behind.
well, what could have happened if I would have did this?
Yeah.
Then you would have started late.
And I would be 40 years old with no education, no experiences, just working in a place. And that's why I mean, I got invited to a wedding of one of the guys that, like, I was real close with at my church. But like, I think that's why they didn't want you to explore. They didn't want you to go get a degree,
Keep
or
you on that fence.
right,
Yeah.
because now I know people of all different races, all different religions. Like, I'm around a lot of different people. I teach all the people. I interact with all the people, and they come back and want to be around me and stuff like that. And I knew that about my personality because I didn't pay attention to. I had that block up, well, because I was going to high school and stuff and playing sports and different things. I didn't do. Um, I still followed the rules of the religion, but I was still interacting with people that are outside of my religious beliefs. So that kept me grounded, and like, they just regular people. They just have different beliefs. Like, I don't care what you believe. Like, just don't infringe on what I believe. Like,
Don't do that.
especially if it's not harming you. If it's harming you, then let me know so I can make an adjustment, because that's what humans do. Um, because we're not supposed to hinder anybody else's success. That's the number one rule in success, is that you don't hinder anybody else's success. So if anybody is hindering you in that thing, and then last is to put a real big close on it, clock it.
Oh,
Uh,
I'm clocking it. Watch
we
out.
clock it. I'm gonna use something,
I
but
think that's funny too. I don't know why that is, but it is funny.
so when in terms of success, like, you have to. Dang, I lost my train of thought. Uh, so I don't know. Like, it's a the success journey is
It's never ending.
it it isn't never ending. So
No, don't ever quit. Um,
oh yeah, success is your number one, like the number one revenge. So when you come across, like, uh success is like number one in anything, and success is subjective. So that's why you have to go after it, and you have to understand what you want when it comes to success, because people are going to want to influence that and influence you in a way that takes you off your path. Um, and the best revenge is massive success. So and I think that's true, because success doesn't have a religion, success doesn't have a race, success doesn't have a sexual orientation,
mm-mm.
success doesn't have any of these things. So when you read my books, Work Smarter and Work Harder, like, you're going to go through all of those different things that make cause you to be aware. It's only a 97-page book, but you just have to be aware of these things, and if you're conscious of it, and I just want to make you conscious of these things, so that you can be knowledgeable, and you're making a choice. You may either making a choice to be not successful, or you making a choice to be successful. And we have decisions to make every day, every single day, and choices to be made every single day, that we can help us put us in the position to be successful. And you can't let societal things hinder that progress, and you can't be focused on that, especially if you're young. Do not focus on too much societal events. You
Mm-mm.
focus on where you're going, what you're doing. Yes, be all the way focused on success, and we're gonna get into all of those different things. But Yeah, that's to cap it all off. I had to explain all of that, but
And we appreciate it.
yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome. But are we doing our?
We're gonna do these 3,000 questions. It's that time of the podcast.
Hang on.
Let's see where we're at.
We got 15 minutes this time.
Oh, we got 15 minutes. Let's see where we at. Okay, I think we are. Oh, did we do this? Anyway, we'll start with
What was the question?
what are your favorite names?
We did that last time.
Okay. So what was we over here? What is it that you most dislike?
We did that last time. Yeah, man, I got a pen so you can mark it down.
Okay, well, we'll just start at the top. This is going to be a great question. What is your greatest regret?
My greatest regret, and I'm still working on it, is not talking to the women that I actually want. This is a part of my development as going after what I want, and I think that's my biggest regret. I mean, no disrespect to the women that in my past, you all have been great and a part of my journey or whatever, but like there was some times where like I had opportunities to approach a woman that I actually liked beforehand, but something in my personality wants to find out more before I do it, right?
Yeah. Okay.
And that's a reoccurring theme in my life, is that like I want to find out a little bit more instead of just going after it. As far as success is concerned, that's where I see that negative playing out in my everyday life. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, I do.
Remember when I was talking about the riding in that inside lane where all of the on and off ramps are, and
He's gonna turn it on me.
Yeah, but now you understand,
I do understand
how I think. That's how I think, is that like, all right,
I've adapted driving wise.
but that's one of the things I regret, and I'm working on it. But when it comes to my success, I can see where I can practice, and that's where I can practice on going after what I want. Like now, I want to be a author, speaker, life coach. Yeah. I need to just go after what I want instead of, I need to research this. I need to be I need to So that's maybe not the regret of not going after women, but the regret of not going after what I want and going directly there. I always go around about, and I usually get there anyway, but it's just a little
detour.
Yeah, it'll take a little time. What about you? What do you regret?
My greatest regret is going to the Army. Mentally, I went for the wrong reasons. Neither one of the plans that I planned panned out. And it's going to be a short and sweet story. Mentally, I wasn't there, and I shouldn't have went.
Why shouldn't you have went? What was your plan on? Why did you pick to go that way?
Because someone offered me $10,000.
Oh, you was doing it for money?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I had a child on the way at the time, but I was really doing it for that. But It seemed like it was a easy little pickup.
But it wasn't easy.
Well, it wasn't easy, and the criteria that you had to be allowed to be broken. Yeah. And at that time, I wasn't allowing anybody to break me.
At this time too. I've been trying to break him from some of his mental blocks. I haven't been trying, but
I'm a work in progress.
I've been observing.
Yes.
Observing.
He's very good at observing. He has wonderful ideas, and you'll find out once the school takes off. Well, golly. How would you like to die?
Interesting.
Yeah.
I would like
This
to
was a
die.
positive book.
Huh?
I thought this was a positive book. What?
I mean, you can't. I mean, it's still positive. Like, I mean, I would like to uh, uh, die. I would like to die peacefully with my family and friends around me, or not around me, but like just peacefully. Like, I don't want to just um, somebody that I know, he collapsed in the airport and ended up passing away in the emergency
Oh,
room or wherever.
that's crazy.
Yeah, in his 50s, I think he is in his 50s. But
That's a fear of mine, unfortunately.
see, that's how do you want to die?
Uh, well, I just gonna sound real crazy, but I would like to die knowing that everybody that I'm interacting with knows how I feel about them, personally. Because when people die or certain things happen in aspects, then you might have those lingering questions of what your relationship was actually with that person. So if I had a choice, everybody I knew that I interacted with, they would know exactly how I felt, and then I could go on and go wherever I'm going.
So to practice that, you got to be more open
I'm
with
working on it.
I'm just saying, like, we talking to the
I'm working
I'm
on it.
talking to you, but like I'm talking to everybody at the
Yeah,
see that
you have
you
to.
getting in your feelings like the
No, no,
little
no.
girl though, but
Whoa, whoa.
but I'm saying you because it's who I'm talking to, but
Yeah.
like we if you wanted to do something like that moving forward, like um that sounds to me like leave no stone unturned,
Yeah.
like that type of thing. But like when I think about doing that, like you can't really go back to every person in your life when you know you're about to die or something like
No.
that. But so that means that
So
I have to start.
from ongoing, I just say how I feel.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm working. That's what I said I was working on. I do it sometimes. Sometimes it's very awkward, but I get it off my chest.
But if you explained it, like, so these are the type of things that, like, this is a part of success is what I'm getting at. If you want to do these things, you want to do something in your life, you have to make consistent habitual changes. So like taking that for instance,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm saying. We take that and how can we apply it to our lives now so that we can make sure we end our lives doing like being that dying like that. You know what I
Okay.
mean? And that means that, hey, I appreciate you or I don't appreciate you or whatever that is, and you have to be open with the the emotion that because that's emotional
Oh
and I
yeah.
can be
Oh,
an emotional
definitely.
brick.
I'm not getting blood out of a brick. I tell you that. Well, on to a better subject. That's kind of crazy. What is your motto?
Work hard. I won't lose. You won't lose. We won't lose.
I have several mottos that you've already heard, so I'm not going to repeat them. Uh, do you like watching reruns? Do you like watching reruns?
Uh, now I do because we ain't seen them in a minute.
Yeah,
Like Martin reruns. Like
I love reruns.
I watched some Fresh Prince reruns, some Jamie Foxx reruns. Boo, would you marry the kid? We'll have some little boos running around the crib. Asking for some breast milk, but I get first dibs. I get first dibs.
Hell yeah. The reason why I like reruns is because sometimes, it takes me back to a time where, like, I remember what I was doing exact same moment.
Mm.
Or, like, Family Guy or something like that. Just, just hilarious.
I get those moments. Like music does that for me.
Oh, it definitely does that for me too. Like I know exactly what I was thinking, why I was thinking it. It was crazy. Have you ever won any kind of contest yourself?
Like a contest. Like I win raffles all the time. Is that a contest? Like,
it technically is a
oh,
contest.
we had a pie eating contest at a so this was a part of the start of the I won't lose, you won't lose, we won't lose. Like, so I guess I don't know how it started, but we had a pie eating contest. I won it uh, the first time, and then like the religious organization that I was in,
Mm.
we have a festival every year at the same around the same time. So we would all gather in one place, and some of those people were at this place again. So we had another pie eating contest, and they was talking stuff the whole time
Oh yeah.
because race and religion, like they don't
Yeah.
want the black man to win everything. But if it's a contest, I'll tell you this one thing. I was thinking about this over this week, and I was like, there's one thing that I know, like I ain't gonna be no second in anything when it comes when I'm the only in the room,
Yeah. You
especially
gotta be number
sports or
one.
anything. I'm number one, and especially if I am an expert. Like I was an expert in basketball compared to most of them people. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So
Yes.
so I'm never gonna lose to y'all if I'm forget that. I ain't gonna
Percent.
cheat or nothing. I'm just gonna
You won't have to.
yeah. I don't have to if I'm an expert. If I'm the guru.
Well, for me, contest, I've won several contests, and I keep winning the contest every day. You know what that contest is? Being the chosen one. All right,
You can be the chosen one, but I'm the one.
over there.
That's it.
What? You know what? I was gonna be real cheesy and be like, "Yeah, I won contest, spelling bee contest when I was like in elementary school."
Yeah.
I did win spelling bee contest though, but I was just joking, guys. What gives you cheap thrills? There was a song about that.
I love cheap thrills. Um, watching people at the gym, people watching, that gives me cheap thrills.
It's very
Like
nice.
I've been watching like I had a whole bunch of little kid videos pop up on my my scrolling last night. I was cracking up. This one dude, he was trying to measure from one corner of the room to another corner,
Mm-hmm.
and he told his kid to hold the end of the tape measure, and he started walking, and the kid started walking, so it kept this way, and when he turned around, he looked at the kid like, and then looked back like, and I had that same look every day almost. I'd be like, you don't know how to type, like you don't know how to you don't know how to read this line. What does that line say? And I'm looking just like that man looked at the.
What are you doing?
Yeah, like what are you doing? Do I have to explain it to a T what you need to be doing? Yes, that's my cheap thrills. People watching.
I want to say the same thing. Yeah, I'll go with that. I'll go with people watching.
It's very cheap. It's very cheap.
This is very entertaining. I'll put some earbuds in and just go around the public places. People don't bother me because they think I'm listening. I am listening to music, but I'm watching you, cracking up in my head.
People always bother me.
What do you think is worth waiting for?
Success. Success is worth waiting. The worth the wait is I have a ability to be patient, and patient for a long while, almost patient to a default. But I think success is worth waiting for. Um, your partner, waiting for that. Your partner to come is worth waiting for. I might be biased because I'm 41 years old and ain't married, but if that's a part of what you wanted to do, I don't care if you don't want to be married or don't want kids or whatever. That's your
Whatever you want to
prerogative.
do.
But
It's your life.
uh, yeah, it's yeah, waiting on that. I think that's okay. I think it's okay to wait later now, so that you can get some things out of the way, do some traveling, kind of find yourself and understand yourself a little bit more, and understand what your likes and dislikes, what your habits are, your pet peeves, and things like that. But those are the two things that I think is worth waiting for: success and ultimately marriage or being with a partner long term. Like, let yourself live a little bit. Let yourself be single or be alone a little bit outside of your youth, because you need to transition into adulthood. Really, you need to understand what that's all about. And understanding it with another person is two different things. And I've seen a lot of those relationships from that they were in high school when they got together, and they lasted a certain time period, but then it just fell off. But uh, that's from my generation, not the generation before.
Okay. Um, this is probably gonna come off weird, but what I think is worth waiting for is gratification. And gratification can come in many definitions. And for me, I don't know. It depends on our relationship. But if you like tell me something or achieve something, that's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for whatever you want to do in life to come to fruition, so I can be there to celebrate with you, because that was your ultimate goal. So it's gratification for me. I think it's well worth it, because you don't know how hard you have to put, or how less, whatever you have to put something in it to get gratification.
Yeah, that's it. My part of that is that sometimes somebody else's success depends on, with me, my success depends on whether you are going after your goal or your own personal goal. So, like, if I'm working with a student, a young person, or an individual that's my age, it doesn't matter. Like, my success is if you're progressing in your life and getting the things that you want. But the patience comes from, like, it's not going to happen overnight.
No.
That's the difference between, like, what society says or it shows, what society shows in real life. And a lot of that success is gradual, and you have to be patient, and you have to wait for and delay gratification, because if you don't, like, what I see with the youth especially is that, and you can see it in individuals that get money real quick. So you see it with athletes, entertainers, and stuff like that. So you get 100, or you get $30 million contract to play in the NBA at 20 years old. You know what I mean? So, like, you still, and when you see those people 20 years later, you're gonna see them wearing the same stuff, doing talking the same way, with golds in their mouth, or just in our culture.
Yeah.
Like, it ain't gonna be managed correctly because of the fact that they came from the lack of, right?
Yeah.
And
You gotta build all the way up.
yeah, but you got it so quick that you weren't able to handle it. What happens with us, usually with normal people, is that you gradually have to um, eh, go towards success, and that gradual motion helps you develop and into the successful person that you need to be. So yeah, patience and delayed gratification is key to ultimate success, because My success depends on whether whether you get what you want in 10 years, 5, 10 years, But we set you on that path, and that's one of the things that like have held me back because like you're not necessarily going to see the effects of the life coaching until later on. Maybe you can see some of the effects, but like you're not going to necessarily all the time get $1 million or $100,000 just because we gave you this one stock or whatever.
Yeah.
Like there's a stock that the Vanguard stock. I was watching a podcast that this millionaire was like, yeah, I would suggest everybody put money in the Vanguard stock, and it's about 1,100 companies. It's a ETF. It's 1,100 companies, and he went about it. He talked about it a little bit, and I looked up the stock, looked up a year, and it went up like $50 in a year. 2 years, it went up like $150, and I'm like, shoot, I should have been invested in that.
Yeah.
Over this whole period of time, and I would be at a whole different place. So that's the stuff that we're gonna start talking about. Like I'm gonna start doing individual videos if we don't talk about it on the podcast, so that we can start piecing this stuff together. Because, and then let us know if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, because that's how we're gonna do it. And we're gonna open up this school in October.
Oh yeah.
School is in session. And that's going to be all my video. School is in session. That's what I'm going to do.
A main thoroughfare to get to what we're trying to do.
Yeah, we're going to have this community. So we good. That's the end of it.
Oh, okay.
Any last words before we we go watch these games and watch the Raiders lose?
You're not gonna watch them lose today because we're starting tomorrow, buddy. Yeah. I just noticed that we was the second game. And I gotta stay out. I'm gonna take a nap. I'm gonna take a nap during the first game, so I can stay up. Anyway,
so it's not at the same time. No. Oh shoot! But it started a little bit earlier though.
Yeah, it starts at 9. So the first game started at 6.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be at the gym. That's what I should do. Go to the gym, tire myself out, take a power nap, boom. I'll be up till 12.
This dude, he just falls asleep. And he was worried about me falling asleep. I'm like,
very bad at it. I'm helping you.
I got a picture of him on his birthday, knocked out.
There's a lot of pictures of me knocked out. I have some myself. I think this shit is hilarious because I'd be knocked out. Yeah, that concludes our podcast from on the porch. I hope that we said some things that made you think and maybe wanted you to do some research. As you know, be all the way up, be committed to excellence, and please do what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, stay focused. Stay focused on the prize. Stay focused on what you're doing in the moment, because the society is going to definitely try to throw you off track. I already know because I've been through it. I was lucky because like I said, I had those I guess blinders on. Not even blinders. It was just a mental block that said I gotta be successful. Like I can't just stop because there's nothing for me here, nothing for me to do. With all of the distractions, the monetary distractions, like we need you to be going after the long-term money instead of the short-term money. I know the short-term money is going to be there, but like let's work hard in this time period, because you might need money or want money to do different things, but delay gratification, because because you're going to get the money and you're going to do the things, and then 20 years later you ain't going to be the person that you need to be, and then you're going to be upset with society. But even though society caused you to do that, we're trying to help you understand that like delaying gratification, whether it's for a semester or 2 years or 5 years or whatever, because you took the time out to study something, to do something, to actually develop yourself. That's what we need you to do. And if you don't do it, like, yeah, that's on you. But now that you know,
you can grow.
Yeah, you can grow.
Yeah.
The choice is yours.
Choice is always yours.
That's why I wore my jersey, because he came in here with all that black on last week, and that's why I wore my jersey. Forget that.
It's black season.
We still going to the Super Bowl.
Up above the restricted area, he OC, that's a charge. They leasing, they rent team, my shit paid for what they charge. Ain't nothing for you to go out here and go get it. Only one rule, gotta be able to work hard. I'm up late nights, early mornings, I don't watch too much TV, see they already performing. You keep them thoughts, I have no time for them. Solid cats and out raw for them. So much tension in these streets, everybody can't heat. Ready to settle petty beef, and I'm telling them cowards gonna be aiming at me. For the secret retreat, I'ma make them believe that I go hard. Try to knock me down, you can't count me out. Work hard. No days off, I don't get no sleep. I go hard. You won't lose. How to execute? Ain't no limit to my greatness, so waiting on you to work hard. Try to knock me down, you can't count me out. Work hard. No days off, I don't get no sleep. I go hard. I won't lose. You won't lose. How to execute? Ain't no limit to my greatness, so waiting on you to work hard. See, I'm about to go, it's time to get it. Say you ready to work, then let's get it. If you paper chasing, I'm with it. Early in the morning, I'm talking about fitness. Suit and ties, I'm all about my business. Time to change your way of living. If you want it bad enough, go and get it. You don't need nobody else tell you go and get it. Work hard. Look in the mirror, the reflection is you. You don't like the current stats now, what you gonna do? Everybody got a point, but I got nothing to prove. Everybody got a side, but you never hear the truth. Look at me, I know I go hard. I made a decision that ain't for the stars. I'll be up grinding while they stay sleeping. My license plate telling to work hard. I've been patient, waiting, God know it. My time's coming, I know it. When you working hard, you ain't gotta show it. You know I'm hot and I know it. I took the game with a shot, that was yesterday. I ran 2 miles, that was yesterday. I started 3 classes, that was yesterday. I'm going hard, I promise, then yesterday I work hard. I ain't got no time for no games. I ain't got no time to be playing. I ain't got no time for no social media, no tag me and nothing. I ain't into your games. And Facebook, I call it fake book. Your friends list, that's what snakes look like. You don't know my passion, just know I'm active. Went back to school and I got my master. I go hard. Try to knock me down, you can't count me out. Work hard. No days off, I don't get no sleep. I go hard. I won't lose. You won't lose. How to execute? Ain't no limit to my greatness, so waiting on you to work hard.